it looked like a game of a team that's only been together for a couple of days. But I thought that we competed, and I think that's one of the most important things in this situation. Tip my hat off to Minnesota. They brought the physicality from the onset, man. They was real physical, forced some turnovers, forced us to, into some tough shots. But all in all, man, it's something we can go back and watch the film, and then, take a look at it, and then get back on the floor and clean up some things.
It was your first chance to see the two rooks, Eve and Reeves, in game situation. What do you think about the way they played today?
Yeah, it's the first game, for them. It wasn't like they were amazing, but so room to grow, and they got a ton of potential. So you never judge anybody off of one game, but nevertheless, though, ton of potential. And expect them to be even better the next game.
Jordan is kind of in there as the lead guard right now. Just how do you think he did, running the team and finding that balance between getting his shot and setting others up?
I'm a Hawk.
Yeah.
Because there's about 5-6 Jordans in our organization now. All right.
Sorry, should clarify.
Yeah. My Hawk is all right. Again, I think the excitement of just back playing against somebody other than your team. I think we all were kind of a little frantic at times. Rushing some things. But Hawk, man, he made some good plays, out the pick and roll at times. And obviously we know he can shoot the basketball. But again, they did a great job. I think he shot 6 for 22. He missed some good looks, but then there was some, and so, again, I expect next game he'll knock those down.
Do you expect him to play any different when he's on the ball versus off the ball or anything like that?
Yeah, well, obviously, one of the things that we did do, we got caught holding the ball, waiting for the pick and roll, which then allowed the defense to put their hands on us and be a little physical. So in those cases, for Hawk, and everybody else, you can't just hold on to it because that allows the defense to get on you. So you got to play the hidden hand bag, chase the ball, And so when Hawk has the ball in his hands like that, you don't want to just hold it though. You want to either come off quick, hidden hand bag, and then make those reads.
Hopkins obviously dealing with a lot of physicality and being the number one focus of the offense. How did he handle that, and what can he do to kind of get himself some easier looks?
Yeah, like I said, man, Minnesota did a great job with their physicality. We knew that coming in. And so Hawk tried to get to the basket. They collapsed, And I think that's something for our team in the whole. We got to the rim a couple of times, and instead of, finding a kick out, we tried to force some shots up in there. So we got to be better in that area. But he gonna face that. He's a talented dude. That's a respect thing. But he's built for it.
A lot was made in the pre-draft process about Eve. Basically started playing organized basketball at 16 years old. Just when you've seen him the last week, where is he at in the development process? What do you think about his trajectory, considering he only started playing a couple years ago?
He's definitely a ton of upside. But obviously he's raw. He ain't been playing as long. But you can see it, man. His athleticism, his ability to cover space, cover ground defensively. He has the ability to block shots. I don't think we got no lobs from him today, but he has, he's a lob threat, a vertical spacer. So I'm excited about him. He has a ton of upside, ton of potential, and he only gonna get better.
That was the moment when Hawk got the tech and then he came over to the sideline and you had some words with him. What do you think about just the way he kind of reacts in those moments, when things got a little tough and you had to get on him?
Well, that's the thing about it, right? When the Summer League, man, they're going to miss some calls, They're going to be physical. You got to play through that. At the end of the day, you can't, complain and worry about that. You got to think next play. And that's something we've been talking about, the resiliency in terms of having the next play mentality and playing through that, because now you get frustrated. And then the next time you touch it, now you try to force something, So that's when you got to stay composed and just let the game come to you.
Last year we saw Makovic for the first time, and
You said what?
we saw Carlo for the first time last year. He was having a harder time with this game, different from what he plays overseas, but he seemed like he was more composed, just felt better about himself and his role. What have you seen from his growth?
He's been very confident, man. He had a hell of a training camp, and he been very confident. He did some things really well tonight, played with a ton of energy. He had one great play. I think he had a block and then a tip dunk on the other end. He has that type of potential, and he's going to continue to get better. And again, as we, slow down a little bit from an offensive standpoint, everything will start working itself out, because our bigs, game is going to be predicated a lot off our guards play. So our guards got to, make them look good.
You were a head coach at the G League level, so this is completely new to you. But what is these opportunities like for you to be able to operate as the head coach?
Oh, it's a blessing, man. You know what I mean? Anytime you get those reps, you know, and that's the funny thing. Like, I know there's some things that the players could have done differently, but I'm go back and watch film, and there's some things that I could have done differently as well. And so it's great to get those reps. You know, I always say, man, like, one seat over or whatever you want, you know, sitting in that head coach seat is a lot different than being an assistant. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's great.
What did you see of Antonio Reeves as far as just he was a really aggressive? Seemed like he's kind of adjusting to, you know, when to drive and shoot and stuff like that.
Yeah. He was really aggressive, and it's a good thing. You got to be aggressive. You know what I mean? But again, you know, for all of us, with the force and physicality that Minnesota played with, you know, we all kind of got sped up a little bit, which then, like I say, forced us into some shots. You know, like we was able to get to the paint, get to the rim, you know, but those moments where our rim reads got to be a lot better. And I think Antonio did a good job of getting to the rim, but he could have found some kickouts a little bit. But again, he got a ton of potential. You know what I mean? It's his first professional game, right? And so the speed of the game is a lot faster. You know, but it's going to slow down for him. It's going to slow down for him. I can see it. He got a ton of potential with that.